All right. Hello, everyone out there on the YouTubes. Looks like we've already got some folks coming in. Oh, I forgot to turn off my phone. I always do that. Every single time we do one of these streams, I forget to turn off the volume on my phone before we start it. Sorry about that. Okay. Who's already in? We got Roop. Good to see you. Kyoko, Mark Goings-on, and Icehouse already in the chat. Great to see you guys. So, tonight is a very, very special night because I've convinced some rational-minded people to, for some reason, join me on this crazy, weird show. And I am so excited to have them because coming up this week, Monday evening, is Burns Night. So, Burns Night, of course, we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about what's traditional there. But most importantly, say hello to my wonderful, wonderful guests for the evening, Morgan and Vince from Macski's Highland Foods. Thank you guys so much for being with me today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, Ed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do want to say hi to a couple more people. Wheels, good to see you. Gary White, good to see you. Sugar Kitty says Haggis me. I'm sure these guys can make that happen. Cheech is in, Ron is in, Brandon Knight, Eli Cook, and Floyd. We are good. Thank you, Floyd. Thank you. All right, so I've already got my plate made here. So I'm excited. I already started eating, I'll be honest. I started eating this pretty much as soon as it was out of the oven. So but it's just too good to wait. But I still got enough of it to eat during the stream. But I want to give you guys a chance to tell us a little bit about what you do over at Macski's Highland Foods.
Well, we make the best haggis in the world. That's what we do.
Very modest.
Very modest.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. No,
you guys are based right here in Wisconsin, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and I think you're the only person making haggis in Wisconsin, as far as I know. One of only a few making it in America.
Right. Yeah, there are really 5.
Maybe that, commercial manufacturers of haggis in the U.S.
For sure. And so what's the connection? So Burns Night, what's the connection there with haggis? Why are we eating haggis tonight?
Well, all around the world, we celebrate the birthday of Robert Burns, Scottish poet. And we do it on his birthday, which is January 25th. Why haggis and why is that involved? Because back in 1786, 10 years before he passed away, he was having a supper party at his cottage and invited friends over. And what was customary at the time is that you would toast the guests, you toast the chef, you toast everything you can toast all night long. Everyone gets drunk. And when it came for him to do a toast, he decided to toast the peasant food that he was serving all of his guests, which was his favorite food, haggis. And he came up with extemporaneously the address to the haggis. And it was then put down on paper like a week or so later, published. And when they started doing Burns suppers in 1801, naturally you have to do the address of the haggis.
To do haggis.
Yes.
Yeah, what is really cool about that, though, is when it started, there were only about 7 of his friends who got together to do it. And now it's kind of a nation worldwide phenomenon. Yeah.
Well, and it's so funny, because anywhere the Scottish diaspora is, there's some kind of Burns Night.
Yeah.
Really has become such a big Scottish and, in my case, Scots-Irish celebration of culture. So it's really cool. And you guys are making some excellent haggis, and we should pour ourselves a drink. But then I want to know how you make this and what goes into it, because we want to know that. So I'm going to start out. I think I'm going to start out with a little Macallan myself, because I'm gonna be getting into some heavily peated stuff later. But yeah. Oh, and I wanted to say hi to a couple other people. Shayla, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a minute. I mean, I've seen you on other people's streams, but not on here. Good to see you. Thank you so much. I guess you're in the U.S. right now? That's awesome. Jason from the Mash and Drum, Scotch Down Under. Oh, wow. Hey, thanks for tuning in. It's probably early where you are. I don't actually know. Beth Higgins. Wait, that's not Beth Higgins. Beth Higgins. Will Henderson. Thank you. It's a Glengarry. It's a bonnet. And I think I've got everybody. Okay. Let's get into some whiskey. So yeah, I've got a little Macallan Edition 5 to go along with mine.
Yep. I have my favorite whiskey of all time. The Belveni Caribbean cask.
Very nice.
And I have, wrong one. Jura Droxone, which is a little more heavily peated than I usually drink, but it's very nice.
Nice. Yeah. So, Mark goings on. Don't you fall asleep on me. Enjoy the haggis talk. Come on. This is cultural. This is cultural, man. All right. But yeah. So, Slancha va.
Slancha.
And as you point out, I am drinking my whiskey out of these very fine. I don't know if you can see it, but it's the Macski's. There it is. That's the Maxi's Highland Food logo right there. They were kind enough to give these to me. So that's awesome. All right. So, but the haggis, what goes in to the haggis?
Well, our haggis is a very traditional recipe. It's all lamb. And then we also have a vegetarian version too. But in the lamb haggis, we use what the USDA allows us to use, which would be the hearts and the livers. And then beyond that, you've got oats, onions, oil, spices, and a whole lot of Scottish love.
And the oats are all gluten-free, and we use as many organic ingredients as we can. Some of the spices, it just was cost prohibitive to get them all organic, but the oats are gluten-free. And oats are normally gluten-free, but we had to make sure that they were certified because we had so many people asking us for that.
Oh, so, sure.
And we are the only manufacturer in the United States that uses all lamb. Most other manufacturers are going to be using beef, and you get a completely different texture, taste, and it's a little oilier if you use beef as well. So it's just different, but
sure.
We use all lamb.
Oh, no, well, I love it. I think it's great. And I've been buying it from you guys for, I think, oh, geez.
It's been a while.
4 years now?
4 years, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, the first time I bought it from you, and Erica will not stop making fun of me for this. I bought it out of, Vince, I bought it out of your trunk. I think it was at the Wisconsin Club. And they were dropping off some haggis for their Burns night. I had no idea where to get it. And I just happened to find out you were dropping some off at the time, and you brought an extra one to sell to me. And Erica will not stop making fun of the fact that I bought haggis out of somebody's car.
Yeah.
Well, that's fitting.
Sure. Where else would you buy haggis?
I know, right? Right. Well, of course, now of course you do sell it in stores. It's at Trolley Imports here in Milwaukee.
Right.
So yeah, slightly more respectable, I guess. But I liked my trunk haggis.
Yeah, I enjoyed it because on Saturday mornings, Morgan would be at the karate school, and I would go over to the Starbucks and with my trunk full of haggis, and people would come up and buy.
Right out of the trunk.
I just run outside and sell haggis.
Oh yeah. So how long have you guys been doing this? How long have you been making haggis?
We incorporated Macski's in 2012, but as far as making haggis, I had my first trip to Scotland was in 1991, and fell in love with haggis and said, I've got to figure out how to make this. So then for the next 10 years, I made some really, really bad haggis.
I mean, really bad. Really awful.
Until then, finally, the recipe hit. Everything was right. We started making it for family, friends, and then for the St. Andrew's Society. And next thing you know, we've got more and more people wanting it, and for weddings and what have you. that if you we couldn't do it out of our kitchen anymore because
Yes. It was really funny. Vince came, got me after work one day and said, "What do you think about starting a sausage company?" And by that time, I had already been a vegetarian for about 5 or 6 years, and I said, "Okay, sure, let's."
yeah, why not?
So we did,
Yeah.
and now we have a USDA plant that does it for us, which is fabulous.
That's awesome. So what is everyone else out in the world? What are you guys all drinking tonight? And is anyone else eating haggis? Also, Sugar Katie says trunk haggis is the best kind.
Okay, I'm putting that on the website now. Trunk haggis.
And Nick B is saying haggis out of a trunk sounds very Wisconsin. So.
Oh yeah, you betcha.
So, and then, and Ice House has got the Lefroy 10. Nice. Iron Root Esoterica. Ooh, that's a good choice. And Richie Z says hi. Oh, with a little heart. Thank you, Richie. Love you. Also, the traditional meal I'm eating right here also has neeps and taties. So this is turnips and then potatoes over here. So that's the traditional meal. And then this year, I actually went and got something a little different, which was one of your sausages, one of your pudding links.
Oh, great.
So this is actually my first time having this. I've never actually had this before, so we'll see. Oh, little. I should have gotten a knife. That's okay. We're gonna make this work.
They're like a bratwurst, so if you're, it's kind of got that.
Hey, Roy, all the way from Scotland is tuning in. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Roy. He's saying comfy in bed, but donating to the Share the Haggis with the World cause. If you're worried about the ingredients of haggis, never check what's in a hot dog.
Great.
That's great.
Go Ramah, good. Thank you, Roy. That's awesome. So, yes. But yeah, so I think we should probably get into the meat of the show, pun intended, which is talking Scotch pairings with haggis. We're drinking Scotch with haggis because me and the old man have been experimenting with this quite a bit. I would love to know what your guys' favorite Scotches are to eat or to drink with your haggis.
Are you using this right now?
Yep.
I'll show you what I created today. And with this chicken, and I made a bourbon, blueberry, and cherry sauce with it. And with that, I like to pair it with the Caribbean cask because it brings out the sweetness of it. Most of the time, I like Scapa, and Vince did I don't know if you can see that.
This is one way of presenting haggis, neeps, and tatties.
Look at that. That's so cute.
Yeah. And then you can pour your whiskey cream over the top.
But
and then here's what Morgan created today.
So, whoa, where are we? There we go.
There you go.
Oh wow.
I've got caramelized apples with cinnamon, and then the sauce and the chicken is on that bed of haggis.
Oh
And
my God. That's
it
beautiful.
It pairs so well with apples. So if you like a sweeter whiskey, it's going to be fabulous. If your Scotch tastes are more inclined to peat, I think Lefroy would be lovely with this.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow. I took my old man's whiskey cream recipe for this. I did actually. So the one I did was, I got Gordon MacPhail's Highland Park, the independent bottling. But the way he always does it for his whiskey cream, and I will post a video of this on Instagram, or maybe even on here later. He calls for it, you got to boil the whiskey first and then burn it off, which he's very good at. Always results in a giant fireball when I try to do it.
You still have your eyebrow.
I always end up lighting the whole pan on fire, and it's a mess. So I'll post a video of that later. But it makes he makes an excellent sauce. So it's mustard, chives, pepper, salt, and then you got to burn your whiskey. So yeah, he makes a very good sauce. I didn't have chives this time though. I used onion. My old man will be mad at me, I'm sure. Ben's got to head out. But thank you so much for coming in. I know you'll be listening, so thank you, dude. Mark says food on my channel doesn't normally look that good, which is true. This is true. I'm not known for eating very good things on here. I think I'm not known for drinking very good things on here either. But yeah, no, that looks absolutely delicious. Your two, I really like that. And what was in the sauce again? What was the sauce that you made, Morgan?
I made it's a bourbon blueberry sauce that has Bordeaux cherry balsamic in it too, instead of what you usually use, just apple cider vinegar. So I cut back on that a little bit, added the cherry balsamic, which is very Door County, very Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And there's garlic and onions and jalapeno, brown sugar and molasses in it, and it's really good.
I believe it.
I on steak too.
Oh yeah.
But I don't eat steak, so it's good by itself.
So you pretty much just eat the vegetarian haggis then?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's wonderful.
So what goes into a vegetarian haggis? I'm curious.
Okay. Well, we got three different types of beans. We got green beans, black beans, and garbanzo beans. We've got portobello mushrooms, hard-boiled eggs, and oil, oats. The same spices as we use with the lamb haggis, only maybe 1/8 the amount, because you don't have the organ meat flavor overpowering it.
Yeah, when you use the meat, it absorbs the spices a little more, so you have to use more. And when the meat isn't there, you just kind of have to back off on the spice. Otherwise, it would be really hot.
Yeah.
For sure. I would imagine so, yeah. And then I was reading, I've heard this before. Oh, Gary White is wondering where he can order this haggis. I don't know. Do you guys ship?
Yes. Gary, you can go to Macski's, MACSKIS.com, and you can order from us. We ship all across the U.S. We had some go out to New York yesterday. We've had some in New Jersey. We've had it go to Texas, California, everywhere.
Yeah, and we're very happy to ship it. You can also go to the HaggisShop.com. Either one will get you there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we are very happy to ship it. You don't have to ship the car and the trunk with it, or just.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's the fun way to do it. If you want to do it the really fun way, you got to come to Milwaukee, buy it out of the car. That's the way you do it.
And on our site, we have a few recipes that are really worth trying. One in particular.
I do have the Scotch eggs.
Yeah. A lot of people eat Scotch eggs, and our son was really young at the time, 12 years old, and he said, "Dad, why do Scotch eggs have pork sausage? Why don't they have haggis?"
Ah,
good question, right?
That is a good question.
So,
look at that.
We make Scotch eggs with haggis, and we give you the instructions how to do it on the website.
But these are the veg eggs.
No, these are the
meat eggs.
These are the meat haggis ones. And I'll just slice one open here and show
So
you
they can see what it looks like.
how beautiful this turns out.
Oh, look at that. That looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, that looks great.
So lots of ways to eat this. And
I love regular Scotch eggs already, so I have to believe that is even better.
Yeah.
They are. The flavor is just so wonderful with the haggis.
Oh, for sure. Roop is saying, I clicked the wrong one. Roop is saying when he goes to Wisconsin, he usually comes back with a trunk full of spotted cow. As does everyone.
Okay.
Hey, haggis goes great with any spotted cow is great, but anything from New Glarus really is.
Oh, yeah. For sure. That could be another video. That could be various haggis pairings.
Yes.
And then Beth Higgins, I'm not going to ruin these nice people's excellent haggis pouring malort on it. For anything less than a $50 super chat. That's what I'm saying. So do you pre-cook the haggis on that and then mold it around the egg, or how does that work?
Yeah, I'll pre-cook the haggis the same way as you did for your dinner,
Sure.
and then let it cool. And then you take a raw egg and add that into the haggis mixture. Or you have hard-boiled eggs ready and available. Dry them off, and then you just put some haggis in your hand and kind of smear it around the egg, and then cover it. Then we roll it in green dough and deep fry it.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to try that.
You got to try it.
Oh my God. Well, luckily, I bought I think four haggises plus the sausage and one of your pasties. I bought one of your pasties too, so I have plenty of extra to experiment with. Yeah, and the nice thing about yours is they're incredibly easy to make too. I gotta say.
Yes.
Like you really just, I mean, you pop them in the oven. I guess you monitor them a little bit because we did have an exploder one year that kind of shot a little bit. But other than that, they're really easy. Yeah. You kind of just put them in and wait. Yeah.
Warm, rich.
Mark Goings On says no pasties on this show. Not that kind of pasty, Mark.
Pasty.
Yeah. And those are actually made for us in northern Wisconsin.
Oh, really?
They're handmade. These people are artisans. With the big ones, with the ones that are full meal, they take that dough, they roll it like this, so you have that beautiful braid. And they do all of that by hand. I mean, they're phenomenal. With the little ones, like that appetizer size, I prefer, honestly. They machine made those. But that's really art. It's really something to see.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We started making those because haggis needs two patties. Okay, so you have haggis, potatoes, and rutabaga. And pasties are beef, potato, rutabaga. But why not give it a try? So we asked them if they'd be willing to do a test run for us. And it was so much fun because they made up a dozen pasties and then baked them right there at the plant. And we went into their employee lounge and sat down and cut into them and started eating.
Everybody tried it. And they loved it.
And they said, you got a winner here.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. Scott Moody's asking, is this a Highland Park sauce? It is a Highland Park sauce. That's what I used for the Highland Park whiskey sauce. I will be uploading a video of me almost burning myself. I think that's going to become an annual tradition of me just uploading videos of me trying to make my old man's whiskey cream recipe and almost starting fires.
Can you do a split screen with your dad and you?
What was that?
Can you do a split screen with your dad and you? So here's how you make it, and here's how you.
I know. I should. Well, last year he was here for it, which was nice.
Right.
But yeah, not so much. I should do that. But the problem isn't I don't know the technique. The problem is I'm terrified of getting myself burned, and so I end up getting myself burned. It's all a confidence thing, is really what it is. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to try a little bit of the haggis just with my Macallan right quick, because I love doing this. I love seeing what happens when you put different whiskeys on the haggis. That was one of my favorite things, because we've been experimenting with this a few years now. That's really good. I'm trying to decide if I like sherried whiskey on my haggis better or peated whiskey. And or I could always do sherry peated whiskey, but I don't want to confuse everything too much. But we absolutely love pouring the whiskey just on your stuff. It's awesome. It's so good.
What a great idea. I had never thought of that, and now I want to put it up on my site. And I want to, yeah, and I'd love to hear your opinion of if you had some of the veg, what you think pairs best dripped all over that.
Oh, that's a good question. I would like to try that. I'm gonna have to go. I already spent like $100 on haggis today. Eric is gonna be mad when I go out and buy a bunch more tomorrow.
I will send you veg. I want the answer. I will send it to you.
You don't have to. That's very generous, though.
Put it in the trunk.
There you go. Okay, there we go. I'll buy it directly from you guys. I do want to say hi to Patty Baloney. Thank you so much for stopping by, my dude. Yes, and what are you drinking tonight, my man? Also, Patty, I ran into a distributor who knew you at work. I'll have to share that with you. Someone who represents Obtainium, actually. He mentioned you by name. So I think I'm going to move on to another one. I'm wondering, I'll ask your guys' opinion. I've got a few here. So should I go with, I've got Epicurean. So this is a lowland whiskey. Very light and easygoing. I've also got Mortlock, and feel free to let folks in the chat too. Tell me what you want, what you're thinking. So Mortlock 12, wee witchy, heavily sherried, big and bold, or Epicurean, nice and light and sweet.
I think it depends on what you'd rather have, a stronger flavor. You know, if you want to really taste the haggis, go with the lowland because it's going to be much calmer.
See, and I would say I'm very curious to see
I
what
like
something very heavily sherry tastes like drizzled on there. Too cold.
I'll go with the Epicurean for now. We can always come back to the Mortlock. Oh, Eric Evanson saying Mortlock, Nick P saying Mortlock. I'll do that too. I'll do that too. We'll get a bunch of these in. I'm sure. Yeah. We got a bunch of haggis. We've got a little bit of time. No worries. Sugar Casey says it's Scottish got to be big and bold. I'm sure there is at least one person who is shy and quiet in Scotland. There's got to be.
I'm gonna bet them.
No.
We haven't found them yet, but statistically, you would think.
Probably
Someone can work me, but you know what? That's not gone.
I don't have any Deanston in the house. I'm sorry. I'll have to try that. I'll have to get some more and try some. Any bagpipes going to be played? I mean, I could try if you really want to. That's another tradition, though. Piping in the haggis, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful tradition. They come in and there's an honor guard, so they all have their swords, and it's served on a silver platter, and it comes up, and you boom, 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 drums and the pipes, and then you cut that. you do that better.
You do the address to the haggis,
Right.
and for that, everyone tries to get as animated as you can because it's a great poem, and it's just a whole lot of fun.
Where's the as deep as your arm?
Yeah,
You cut through it.
Robert Burns starts off by saying, how beautiful the haggis is, and then he cleans his knife and stabs it, and you got the steam coming up, and he says it's warm, rich, and just how much he loves it. Then he picks on the French, which is the fun part.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, talking about their food and how it's not able to sustain someone in battle. But if you eat haggis, you can cut off legs and arms and heads all day long.
As you're meant to.
Yeah, and he closes out by thanking God for giving the bill of fare, and says that if you could grant one wish to Scotland, give her a haggis. So it's a great poem.
Yeah, it really is. And Vince sings it, and when he gets really going with his arms, he's talking about cutting it up. It's really fun.
Oh, that's amazing. I love it. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I think I'm the only person in the world that sings the address of the haggis.
It's pretty nice. It's really nice.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it.
I think we have links to that. I don't know, but it's on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm on YouTube somewhere. If not, we're probably going to record it this weekend.
Yeah,
So
okay.
go to our
Very
website,
cool.
have it up there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, make sure to send me the link. We'll make sure to share it around.
All right.
I think someone was saying, Robert is saying, Burns talks about his beautiful haggis, but at any time I talk about mine, people look at me weird and say, sir, you're drunk in a Target.
I've just fallen in love with that man.
And I think Eric was also asking, am I not wearing a kilt? But I am. Eric.
All
See,
right.
look, there you go. You just can't see it. It's off screen.
Not to be outdone.
Yeah, there we go. And someone else was asking if I have any Timorous Beastie in the house, and unfortunately, I don't.
That's a good one.
That's really nice with the veg. I shouldn't teach your mind. You should try it with. You should do your own veg, but I like that with the veg.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely. The only problem is I haven't seen Timorous Beastie on the shelves around here in a long time. I don't know. I'll have to find it somewhere. I'm sure I can get it. So I'll make sure to try it with the veggie. So Eric says, nice, thank you. It's actually, technically, it's Tara Tartan. So it's not actually Scottish. It's Irish, but my ma's Irish, so we'll count it. But
We love
yeah.
that.
What was I gonna say? I totally forgot what I was gonna say. I'm sorry. I'm a bad host.
Well, where am I?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, I forgot. I should try this on the haggis though. Let's see how this is. Oh, that's actually really good. No, you were right on with that. Actually, the Epicurean. I don't even like the Epicurean neat that much, but it adds just enough, like a little fruitiness. But you still just get mostly just the meat, and it's awesome. That's really good. It's really good. I've never actually tried. Most of these I haven't tried on the haggis yet, so we'll try and get through some of these and see which one I like best. I think so far Epicurean might have actually beaten Macallan though, which I was surprised about. I know. So yeah, Eric is saying storage near him just saw of Epicurean. Is there something wrong with Douglas Lang's distribution? Is it not making it to the States right now? I don't know. That's weird. It's weird. I am excited though. Scotch tariffs should be ending soon, hopefully. So that'll be good. But yeah. I forgot to ask you this. I meant to ask you this within the first 10 minutes. The name Macski Highland Foods. Where does the name come from? Because I know, but they don't.
I found it, and my name is MacDonald, Morgan MacDonald, and Vince is Vince Maluski. So we took Mac from MacDonald, Ski from Maluski, and
we started a Polish sausage company.
Polish sausage company.
And if you look at our Lucky, Vince actually designed that, and there's an M and a V in that beautiful design.
Oh, right. That I always thought it was a heart, but I guess I'm not that smart.
We have a heart too. We've been married 33 glorious years, so there's lots of love.
Oh, that's awesome.
And when it came to designing our Luckin booth, most of them will have fleur-de-lis at the end of on the 3 points of the Luckin booth. I thought, we're not French. I pick on them every time I recite the rest of a haggis.
Yes, you do.
So instead, I put thistles, and I thought that's more of our character.
Oh yeah, yes, that is very cute with the crown and the thistle. Oh, that's perfect.
And Lucky Booth a sign of love that was given and became very popular during the Victorian era because Queen Victoria just fell in love with Scotland and everything was Scottish during her reign. And that is similar to the Clitop type idea. So you've got the heart and the crown, and it would be given like an engagement gift.
Okay.
And then once you had your first baby, it would be put around the baby blanket to keep the baby safe. So it's a very sweet symbol. So that's why it's our
logo.
Our logo. Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice. That's awesome. Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh,
I
no.
You
have to go back to
the Sugar Kitty is saying you should probably do a haggis pierogi.
Oh, yes.
Well, actually, yeah, the wheat pasties are not.
They're kind of like a pierogi, sure.
Yeah. You know what the difference is, though? They have that flaky crust where a pierogi you can fry up and it is more like a wonton.
Yeah, it's more of a dough that will fry up beautifully in butter, which is how we eat our pierogies.
I love the idea. Thank you. Thank you very
much. Joey, I might try that. I might try a hot dog with haggis on it. Like a chili dog, kind of.
They're called Scotty dogs.
What was that?
They're called Scotty dogs.
Scotty dogs. Is that a real thing?
Yeah, it is. It is. You can buy them in Scotland.
Oh, man, that's crazy. Oh, that's awesome.
And actually, at the Highland Games in Hartford, 2 or 3 summers ago, we had one of our food vendors serving Scotty dogs, and they sold out. It was
awesome.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, went over pretty well.
Yeah.
Eric, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad. I thought I was interrupting you. I apologize.
Not at all.
Eric Wade is saying he's had haggis in Scotland, 2 different canned haggises in the USA, imported from Scotland. I did see they had, when I bought these at Trelly, they had a canned haggis from somewhere in the US.
Yep.
I don't know if I trust that. Is canned haggis, is there a big difference, or can you get away with that?
There's a huge difference.
Okay.
And I think if you tried it, you find out very quickly. It's I don't want to be rude.
But you wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, no. It's not the same. And we explored canning as well. But it shifts the way everything tastes.
Mm.
And by its nature, it's not as fresh or as good. And if you undo a thing of deviled ham or a can of Spam or cat food or dog food, it's going to have a very similar consistency. So I don't want to be disrespectful at all, and I don't. If you love that kind of thing, go for it. But it's different. It's significantly different.
Eric is saying a lot of canned haggis is served in Scotland. I'm sure that I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. I like the way you guys do it. This is really fun for me. I always like making it myself or cooking it myself. You guys make it. You guys do the work. I just put it in the oven. And Gary White, he will be ordering haggis. He's getting some vegetarian for the wife. He's going to try the Scotch pour.
Wonderful. Thanks, Gary.
Awesome. I think I did see someone in the chat asking if it's normal to pour Scotch on haggis. I have no idea if anyone else in the world does that. I just know my family does. So we enjoy it.
There are people at our St. Andrew's Society burn supper that will do that every year. They insist on pouring it.
I've never seen.
They pull out their flask, they pour a little bit. Okay. I guess the haggis opens up the Scotch.
Absolutely. Yeah. Charles Ashworth is in. He's doing some Johnny Walker Black. Nothing wrong with Johnny Walker Black, my dude.
No.
Nothing wrong with that at all. But yeah, because you guys actually serve all your haggises at Highland Games, like you were just mentioning.
Yes.
So how many Highland Games do you guys sell at throughout the year? I mean, are these nationwide or
Yeah.
just local? Oh, really?
Yeah, they are nationwide. We don't actually sell ourselves
No.
there. What we do is we provide the haggis to the food vendors, and each of them takes their own little different take on haggis. You know, if they're doing Scotty dogs, we had one doing like creamed haggis on biscuits for breakfast one year, and that was he sold out.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we've done haggis tacos. The pasties are either baked. We've got one food vendor that would deep fry them. And
French fries.
Yeah.
So they'd be deep fried with
Yes.
little HP sauce. People like that too.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Eric Waite was saying the best one he ever had was at the Scotch Whisky Experience in Edinburgh, served on top of a layer of mashed potatoes with a delicious gravy. That I'm sure that had to be excellent.
Yeah.
Eric, I was drinking some edition number 3. So actually, I just a little while ago, I had a guy come into our shop because I work at Ray's. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I work at Ray's Wine and Liquor, and someone came in and bought a bottle of the Macallan Edition 5, I think, one for each of his infant, like young children, to save until they turn 21.
Oh, nice.
It was very cute. He had like a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 1-year-old with him. He bought one for all of them and one for himself. So it was very cute. Oh, wait, I forgot to get the Iron Brew. I bought some today. I meant to get that. We'll get that in a minute. I'll have Erica grab that for me. I bought some today just for this purpose, and then I totally forgot about it.
Don't pour that on the haggis, please. Orange haggis.
Yeah, I can't imagine that would be too tasty. Brandon, good to see you. Thank you for coming out tonight. And yes, yeah, the Macallan Edition number 1 is like, what is it, like $2,000 these days?
Whew. It's
something crazy. It's something completely crazy. Oh, Jason is asking, what is Iron Brew? It's like the national soft drink of Scotland, essentially. Yeah. I don't even know what flavor it is exactly.
Orange.
Well,
not orange.
Flavored orange,
yeah.
but it's very orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like an orange. It's not orange the fruit. It is like it's how orange the color would taste.
Right. And I thought it was just a hangover remedy. I didn't think people actually drank it.
Oh, Eric says he meant to say me. He meant I should be drinking Iron Brew. Yes, I probably should. Yes, I will go grab that. Before the night is out, I will go grab that. But first, we should get into some heavily peated stuff. I'm thinking some Ardbeg Wee Beastie.
Oh.
This is a new one from this year, so I haven't actually gotten to try it on Haggis yet. So I'm gonna put some on there. See how that is. How do you guys? I know you were drinking some Jura earlier, Morgan, but how do you guys feel about peat? What are your feelings on heavily peated whiskey?
Do you want to start?
Well, I'd say by and large we're more Speyside people. However, if any of your anyone listening right now knows where I can get my hands on some bottles of Talisker 57 degree north, I think I will kiss them and sell them haggis from my trunk.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm sure there is someone out there who can help you with that. I've never actually had Talisker, the 57 North, and I've heard amazing things about it.
It's wonderful. Our daughter was going to medical school in Toronto, and every time we would pass through, from the U.S. to Canada, we'd stop at the duty-free store, and I'd pick it up and then all of a sudden they stopped carrying it.
Yeah, they didn't have it for lunch.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's why. Floyd says it's discontinued.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
And that's your favorite.
No, I'm gonna cry in my.
You know, so this Jura, where are you? The Durox 16 has some peat in it, but that's about as peaty as I get. I do love Highland Park, and I think part of that is because I got to go through the tour with my kids.
Ah.
Such a great tour, and they let our son shovel.
We got to turn the grain on the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
and I fell in love with the area, and that kind of peat just makes me smile.
Oh.
To drink the Lefroy, I can't do it. It's like 30 bucks for me. I like Scapa. I like the Balvenie. The Caribbean cask is probably my favorite. This is very nice. This Jura is very nice. I've tried all of these Jura iterations. I don't know. You know better than I do.
Like
They have
Superstition.
4 or
Yeah,
5.
like the new line. Yeah, they've got a 12. I don't even remember, but they've got a new line of Juras. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're really nice. I like Glenfiddich.
Sure.
I've yet to have a bad Glenfiddich. And we've been to a few tastings of Glenfiddich, and everything they brought out I liked, except for the new, what do they call it? That new stuff.
With the new make?
The new make.
Oh, we did one whiskey tasting, and the rep brought out new make. You know, and it was clear. It looked like moonshine, and we tried it, and it was awful. You know, like you give it 18 years, and then I'll think about it again.
Sure.
You know what though? Haggis and bourbon go really well, and I love bourbon. So if you are, and bourbon is less expensive. I mean,
that is true.
So if you're a Four Roses fan, it goes really well with the veggies.
I was saying to Erica tonight, my usual co-host, who's working right now, unfortunately, but usually, like, I feel a little bad putting bourbon on haggis. This is American haggis, though. This is American-made haggis, though. So,
well, you just have to change your thoughts about bourbon. Bourbon is just free whiskey. You know, it's free Scotch.
Eric Waite coming through with the knowledge. He's saying Talisker gift packs still have 200 milliliter bottles of the 77 North.
All right.
So if you can find one of those, I mean, I know I hate recommending people go to Total Wine, but if you can find one, I bet you Total Wine would probably have one of those floating around still.
Yeah, when we were at the Talisker Distillery, we're just in the gift shop area, tasting area, and listening to everybody talking. And I overheard, people asking for samples. And I'm thinking, really, you can do that? So then I found someone that works there and said, we'd like to try some. I'm not sure what I want to buy yet, so can we try some? And they said, oh, absolutely, here. And they give you a card, and you can write, pick 4 whiskeys that you'd like to try. Thinking, this is great,
And our daughter thought she would say, whatever Dad wants, I'll try those. And he picked the peatiest whiskey. I think he did it on purpose because she went, no.
Yep.
Here you go, Dad. No.
Once she hit the 57, I mean, she got it about this close to her face, and her eyes were burning, and she said, okay, this is all you.
Oh, man. Yeah, I can imagine, especially if you're not used to that. Although some people just take to it like fish to water. It's interesting. Right. Some people hate it, and some people, that's actually before Erica liked anything else, she liked peated whiskey. So some people just really like it. Yeah.
It is.
Charles is saying I should pour her Lefroy on it. No, she will stab it. That's a terrible idea. What I could do, I could pour a little bit of this is my bottle of Cargis. Well, we share it, but anything that's mine, we share. Anything that's hers is hers. So I'll do a little bit of this though. We'll try a little bit of this right quick. Let's see how this is. And I also think before we finish out, because you said you love Highland Park so much, I might do a little bit of Highland Park the Dark on this, just to see how that is right quick, because I'm sure that'll be good. We'll finish out with that though. Gary is saying you should start with Ardbeg 10. That's a pretty hardcore one to start with, Gary. I don't know. Maybe for you. Maybe you've got the tongue of steel. I don't know if I would recommend it for starters. Yes, the dark is very good. And I only have a little bit left, but this is a perfect opportunity to drink some. I think this is awesome. Actually, Joey was saying yes, the Wee Beastie is I think the Wee Beastie is nicer to drink for newbies than the 10, which is crazy, but that's just me. And Eric Wade is saying serving a tomato with herbs and haggis. I never thought to do that.
I think that would be lovely. Yeah. Really, I think those flavors would go very well together.
I could see
the acidity of that.
The acidity of it, plus as far as herbs, I'd consider maybe some rosemary on there. I think that would.
Well, I make a stuffing for turkey for Thanksgiving with haggis, and I use a lot of rosemary in that. And you have to know that Vince is a rosemary fan, but I like the idea of just the herbs and the tomato. I really like that. Yeah. I think the acidity could brighten it up a bit.
Okay, yeah. I'm realizing I do have a very brown plate here. It's just kind of, it's not a lot of color. I should get some vegetables on here maybe. Eric Wade says, yes, absolutely. That's exactly what he was thinking. And James Britcher is saying, good to see you, James. Thank you so much for stopping by. I think Eric Wade might be a little under the weather. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. I hope you're okay. I'm glad you were able to make it in for the stream, my dude. I appreciate it. Sorry to hear you're not doing well. I hope you feel better soon. But yeah, honestly, I like the peated stuff. However, I feel like I keep thinking the Epicurean might have been the best of the night so far.
Yeah.
We need to get some.
Yeah.
We will get some.
Yeah.
Well, we have to confirm your research,
Eric Wade, oh no, I'm sorry, my dude. I'm really sorry. That sucks. I hope you feel better. I hope those pass quickly. That sounds painful. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's the peatiness it comes off more spicy and burny, and maybe that's a little too much with the meat. The Epicurean just seems to pair really, really nice. It doesn't overwhelm the meat. It plays well with it. So
you know what I think too is the lamb is a very delicate type of flavor. Maybe if you were trying a haggis and all of the canned haggis has beef in it, if you were trying more of a beef haggis, that you might have a completely different experience.
Sure.
But we don't recommend anyone buying canned haggis. And actually, a good story is one of our food vendors exclusively used the canned haggis that you were referring to earlier, that which shall not be named. and I tried for several years to get him to buy ours. And he's like, well, no, this is easy. I don't have to refrigerate it, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, well, give it a try. So he gave it a try one weekend. And he said, you know what? I sold 3 times as much haggis as I ever have. He said, I'm going to use up the rest of the cans that I have, and then that's it. And he was buying from us ever since. And
it was nice to hear,
Yeah.
It was...
For sure. That's awesome. Well, I mean, it shows you're doing it right. It shows you're doing a good job with it. Yeah. Eric Wade says hydrocodone and whiskey is a great pairing. Be careful with that. Be careful, don't you get yourself sick now.
Or you'll have to drink some Iron Brew. James Fisher is saying, is it Haggis or Haggis?
We say haggis.
We say haggis.
Like
I've never actually heard it pronounced Haggis, but I suppose, is that a dialect? Is that a dialectical thing? I don't know.
Some people will say haggis. I never tried to that, but
Yeah, me.
you know, it's
Haggis. Yeah. Haggis. Eric Evanson, I am going to put the link in the chat right now. We're going to make sure to put this in the chat so everybody can go and get this. You sell. Run through your options for us real quick, so we can tell everybody exactly what you're selling.
Sure. For our all lamb haggis, we offer it in 1 pound chubs or 1 pound log, and also a 4 pounder. So if you're doing a Burns night and you're having family or friends over, don't be afraid to order a 4 pounder. We ship them both out. We also put the same haggis into hog casing and create our haggis brats or our haggis links. And then from the vegetarian side, we offer a 1 pound chub with vegetarian haggis. That's just the pure haggis itself. We also do 2 sizes of pasties. We've got the 1 pound meal pasty, and I mean it fills your hand, and just it'll fill you up. No worries about that. Unless you, well, no, I only eat one of those. But when it comes to the wheat pasties, the appetizer size, those are 3 ounce, same haggis, meats and tatties in there, and we sell those in 6 packs because our son can eat 6 of them.
Yeah, at a time.
At a time.
Yeah, and actually, I have one of your sausages right here. So, and actually, this is, I was reading, it's a hog casing, and it's a natural casing, right?
Natural casing.
Oh man, it's awesome. It's great. I'm glad I got 2 packs of these because these are awesome. Yeah. So, Down Ranch is asking, do they have black and white pudding?
Oh,
Well, actually, we're kind of close. Because we're Scottish and Polish, what we do is we sell the Polish equivalent of black pudding, which is kiszka. So you can order kiszka from us. Our favorite way to do that is actually to slice the casing off of it, cut it into slices, and then pan fry it. It crisps up beautifully, and it's wonderful with eggs. The other thing you can do is cook it the way my mom always cooked it, is you put it in a skillet and cook it until it finally bursts. Everybody gets some on their plate.
But that one comes like
It's a ring.
like the old bologna used to
Sure.
in a ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we sell that. It is really delicious. It's the best. It's not our recipe. It's the recipe of the plant that makes our haggis, and it's a Polish plant that is just phenomenal.
But keep looking because Vince and I are developing both a black pudding and a white pudding recipe. So
yeah.
It's at least 6 months out, but keep looking.
Okay. Well, things to look forward to.
Yeah, it's always fun when you go to a place and you say, "I'd like a gallon of blood."
I did just put I did just put the link in the chat, but Joey Shortpants is suggesting I put it in the description. So I will do that as well. I'll put that up right now. So it'll be in the description for anyone who is looking to buy some haggis or some sausages or some pasties. I believe you also sell fun little Celtic themed gear too.
We do. I've been a leather crafter for over 45 years, and we make custom sporrans for your clan, or we also make Rob Roy sporrans, which are a little less expensive and absolutely beautiful. You can fit 3 flasks in those. I mean, they're perfect for Highland games.
But we do.
And then we also Morgan designs ladies handbags, satchels, market bags. We got a lot of really good gear. Everything that we make is top of the line in terms of the leathers that we use, and
locally sourced. We're working a lot with bison now, and if you can't tell, I'm big into Wisconsin. So in Milwaukee is a lot of tanning, and they do the tanning of bison that are nationwide, but also here in Wisconsin. So that's pretty awesome. And we're making bags out of that and other gear. We're going to have some men's grooming, so some beard combs and beard brushes. Okay. That's coming shortly. Yeah, so that's fun. But one of the best things I think we have are the mugs. So look at the Macski mugs. They're really, really
They're-
great.
And they're made in Wisconsin.
Yeah, they're all.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then someone was asking, how can they buy your cow painting? I doubt that's for sale. That's an awesome, the Highland cattle. Yeah, that's very cool.
I'll tell you who to go to. The artist is Sue, and I believe it's Grafton, Grafton. Check her out because she's got some really neat stuff and bright stuff.
And you can either buy prints or you can buy originals from
yeah.
her, and they're beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah, they are.
fantastic. Roop says he needs a ski and do. I don't think they sell weaponry, but that's always something you could try getting into.
If he wants to contact us, we do have some contacts we can give him.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
We'd be happy to do that.
Well, one of the members of our St. Andrews Society makes knives, and he could probably set them up very nicely with a skin do.
Yeah, and we have some other sources as well. So
Very nice.
contact us.
Okay, I'm gonna try a little bit of the Highland Park Dark. Let's see how this goes on this. Let's see if we can beat out Epicurean. Dark is good on its own, but I think Epicurean wins the night of Haggis.
All right.
Right.
Easily enough. Yeah, I was not. This was a very dark horse option because it's not my favorite whiskey neat, but I think it just won. I did think it just won the Haggis pour off. So there you go. Get yourself some Epicurean and put it on your on some Haggis. Real quick, have you ever thought about making bison haggis?
Bison haggis.
Oh,
I
we
have-
should try.
We haven't tried it yet. We have made Wisconsin whitetail haggis,
We've made venison haggis.
and that was very good, but very gamey, and that would be my concern.
And we have had, and by we I mean him
Me.
and my son have had bison in the Tetons, and it's very dry. So I don't know how it would taste, but we could certainly try it. I'd be willing to give that a shot.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I'm sure there's not much of a market out there for bison organ meat, so we should be able to get it easily.
Right. You would think so. You would think so. Edward Fulmer, I'm sure there's plenty of Celtic shops and Scottish shops online. This is a Glengarry bonnet. I'm sure you can find one online or at a local like Irish Fest type or Highland Games type thing. All right. So John Gunsel wants me to pour malort on the haggis. I said I wouldn't do that except for a super chat. And I'm going to hold to that. I'm going to hold to that because I don't want to ruin this haggis if I don't have to. We are coming to the end of our time. I know Bourbon Bites is coming on next. And then also Scotch for Dummies is on tonight. So go check them out. Make sure to watch the live streams over there. Thank you guys so much for coming on, Morgan and Vince.
Thank you. This is wonderful.
This was great. We had such a wonderful time.
Oh, I'm so glad. I had a really fun time talking about this. I'm going to tuck into this. I've barely been eating. We've been talking so much. So Mash and Drum, real quick, says awesome conversation. He's going to order some haggis. That's
Wonderful.
great. James Richards, okay, fine. We're doing malort. We're doing malort. Sorry. Scotch for Dummies is not on tonight. They're doing a Patreon Zoom tonight. So go watch Bourbon Bites. Go do it now. Edward Fromo says he's quarter Irish. There's only one season he could wear it during. Fair enough. I mean, Highland dress is very much associated with the Gaelic order. So don't wear it whenever, man. All right. We're going to do it. We're going to do the malort. This is how we're finishing it. Oh, my boss is here, and my boss is saying, why?
You're fired.
So, all right, here we go. Oh, yeah, that's awful. Your haggis is good. Your haggis is good. Don't get me wrong. The haggis still tastes like haggis. Now it's incredibly incredibly bitter.
Oh, bitter is not good.
Oh no.
Yeah. No, we're gonna forget that ever happened. All right, guys. Thank you, everyone, for coming by. Thank you so much. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, thank you, Morgan and Vince.
Thank
Everyone
you.
out there,
Goodbye.
stay rotten and Slasha.